Hey guys. All right, so we are on the pre-show. We haven't got started yet. Remember to share this around. Hopefully you guys learned something about me and podcasting and everything that goes along with it. I've been wanting to do this for a minute. I just really haven't had the time to get around to it, but I just said I'm a little, I got some free time, so I said I might as well just go ahead and just do it. It's Saturday and I don't have shit to do, so I just said fuck it, I'll just going to go ahead and do it. So everyone, share the podcast around, share it. This episode is basically about my podcasting career, my life as a wrestling fan, my triumphs, my tragedies, my failures, my learning experiences, and everything that goes along with it. So hopefully you guys enjoy it, and we'll get started in one moment. Hopefully everybody is having an awesome weekend. We got a whole bunch of wrestling and NBA games going on. So my Bucks won. They're going to the semifinals. Yay. We don't know who we're playing next, but hey, I'm happy. But let's just see how far they go. Because the Bucks is it's like they're the darlings, and then the next thing you know, they are eliminated. So yeah. yeah. Hold on, let me just see who's talking out there. Hey Corey, what's going on? Oh shit. Break Queens. Okay, pro. Cool. Let's see. Okay, there. Look there. I share this around to I don't know how many groups. Okay. There. I think there. There. Oh, there. Okay. All right, y'all. Enjoy the show, and I'll be right back. If I can find my shit, be most appreciated. Okay.
Heels for life, wanna welcome everybody, yeah, we gotta get it hype. Hey, every week talking wrestling, we get into it. Current events, even guests that we're interviewing. Hosted by Chris, Kid USA, and Nappy Boy. Shout out to Ziggy, put the smack down, you can't ignore. The best you gon' find anywhere online. Tell the competition they about to get clothesline. Hold up, hashtag heels for life, let's go.
Hello, humans and everyone watching. This is your host, your founder, Mr. Teambringit, but better known as Mr. Chris Dilworth. I am on tonight because me and my bros, we are doing individual videos explain who we are and what type of background we what type of background we have. So basically, just an introduction of you guys and gals getting to know us. So the obvious part: how did I become a wrestling fan? I became a wrestling fan by accident. I've been a wrestling fan for the past 27 years, something like that. I got into wrestling back in 1996. I seen the first, which was WWE Superstars on Saturday night at 10 o'clock. The first person that I seen was Shawn Michaels, then The Undertaker, Razor Ramon. I think around when Shawn Michaels got kicked in the head with that concussion, quote unquote, that was my first time I was introduced to, Shawn Michaels in a WWE golden age era or whatever. And ever since then, I've just been hooked. Then I got into the Attitude Era. That was like the best time of my life. Ever since then, when the internet came out, I just been so obsessed with wrestling. It's been a real like honor to just witness the men and women in the ring and putting their bodies and lives on the line for us. And that's the one thing that I do appreciate about them. People always make fun of me because I watch wrestling a lot or whatever, and I'd be telling them like I don't give a fuck, like I don't care if it's choreographed, if it's fake. It's just like I said, you just can't shake something that you love so much. Like it doesn't even matter how much criticism you get or how many times they make fun of you. It's just wrestling is my life. Wrestling I just have a passion for. Now a lot of people have asked me, even wrestlers, they asked me, they were just like, you are so talented at this, like why don't you become a wrestler or a manager? I go where I'm needed. I think hopefully that makes sense. If I'm destined to be a wrestler, then I'll go and pursue being a wrestler. If God is telling me pursue this, I'll go and pursue it. But right now, podcasting is something that I've always wanted to do, especially learning about wrestling and going to these wrestling events. Like I've always, I've had a passion for it, and I always had a passion for talking about wrestling. That also goes into the realm of knowing your shit. I had spent almost half of my life of my adulthood learning about the business inside and out. There's still things that I still don't know, and I'm still researching it. I will not come on here and tell you guys that I know everything about the wrestling business because I don't. So that's why I have indie wrestlers that I've known for years. Mr. Salvation, aka Ellis, he's been a really good friend to me for a long time, and I can go to him with questions. But the main two that I really want to give a shout out to is Gangsta Nation, E-Dog and G Smooth. I've known them for a very long time, known them for about 10 years or so. They came on my podcast a couple of times, and they wanted to fly me out and have me observe them in action or whatever. So it just never really got around to it because of financial issues. What I'm saying. Podcasting. It actually started on YouTube. I did my first show on YouTube, but it was just basically just for shits and giggles. I was I was actually experimenting on my friend's laptop. I was experimenting on it, and I was just like, everybody making videos these days. I was just like, you know what? Let me see if I can do a video. I went ahead, did my YouTube page, and I didn't know what the fuck I was doing. And then I just started recording. Now, when I made my wrestling group, I just basically did what I'm doing now. I just basically forwarded everything around to every wrestling group that I seen. And we had a conference call. It was called freeconference.com. And you could call in and you can listen to us. And you can actually get into the conversation. And a lot of people ask me, like, how did I accomplish that? It was really easy. It was just mainly they give you the actual phone number, and you have to have a laptop so you can follow, who's calling in, and you can, call on the callers. You can unmute them, mute them, all the good shit. You can also record the conference as well. So I put all the conferences on YouTube. And that's how I really got, it was called WCC Uncensored. We had a blast. It was times we stayed up talking. Like, it was just like, even after the show, we would just sit back and just talk and talk and talk and talk. Hold on one second, y'all. Hold on. I got to charge up my phone. My phone trying to die. Hey, everyone that's coming in. Appreciate you guys for coming in. All right. Okay. So yeah, I got that off the ground, and then a lot of wrestlers start paying attention to my podcast. And I used to work with my former co-host Antonio. He also lives here in Milwaukee. We did WCC radio, did that with Mike Knotts, if I'm not mistaken. He had his own radio show. And we also did that on Blog Talk Radio. That's when I was introduced to Blog Talk Radio. It didn't really go as smooth as I thought it was going to be. The thing about it is like, when you're under somebody else's brand, you have to be respectful. But then at the same time, you want your audience, and this is my philosophy, I want my audience to feel me. I don't like chains on me. I don't like strings. I don't like to be held back. You know what I'm saying? And the last thing I want to do is to, make someone look bad on their network, whatever. And, saying like, but when he kept saying, no, like, no cussing, you gotta be professional, blah, 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 blah. Like, you could be professional and you can be cutting edge. And, that's always been me. I don't, when I do my shit, what I'm saying? Like, I like to be, innovative. I like to be entertaining. I like to interact with you guys. You know what I'm saying? I don't like to ignore my fan base, because my fan base is what made #Heels for Life and, WCC Uncensored, successful because of you guys' participation. And the one thing that I wanted to do I always wanted to do this, even, back, when I did WCC Uncensored, I wanted to be different from other podcasts, if that makes sense. I didn't want to be the Howard Stern. I didn't want to be the Jerry Springer. I didn't want to bring drama on my brand. I always wanted to be different from the rest. And like I said, I thank Mike Knotts for doing that for us. But at the same time, I don't think his platform was doing me any justice. So kind of fast forward to 2018. I did in between, back when I was doing WCC Uncensored, what probably was like, 2011, in between then and 2018, when, hashtag Heroes for Life was born, I did a lot of live shows on here, even in the indie scenes, and, Bruce City Wrestling. I did a lot of shit, but I just kept saying to myself, like, I'm missing something. Like, it's something I'm missing. And, fortunately, I had, Facebook Live came out. And I think Facebook Live really put me on another level. But then also, like, when you doing that, you have to be a little bit, innovative. Like, what I'm saying, what can you do to stand out? So I started, doing like little intro videos, what I'm saying, from YouTube or whatever. But then, Facebook will be on that bullshit, talk about this is WWE property, you can't use this and shit, And so I just decided, I decided to start doing video editing. Video editing was interesting because on the computer, I did not know how to do that shit at all. But then I start doing this shit on my phone. I start tweaking shit on my phone. I start learning different apps and how to manipulate, pictures, how to do certain things, what I'm saying? And, and like I said, everything that I have done has been self-taught. No one have taught me how to do this. I literally taught myself how to do flyers, how to do video editing. Like, I literally studied this shit for hours and hours and hours and hours. And, I started getting better in my craft. And, everybody was like, hey, Chris, like, can you teach me how to do this? Can you teach me how to do that? Saying like, hey, like they would say at one point, like, I'll pay you. And, it's just like I got tired of hunting down people to do a fucking, to do a flyer for me. I gotta pay them fucking $50 and I can do this shit easy in 15 minutes. I'm like, I think that shit was a ripoff. So that's why that also drive me to do some artwork, do my own artwork, do my own flyers, do my own video editing, and it worked out to perfection. You know what I'm saying? It didn't take me a day. It took me 3 years to really improve my craft. So I came a long way. I came a long way, to really get to the level that I'm at right now in my life. And like I say, I have to give a shout out to, Tone Deaf Radio. They're watching. Thank you guys so much. I appreciate it. Mike Knotts, Tony, Anthony Velvet Hall, Matthew Collins, G Smooth, E Dog, Shane Taylor, Stevie Ray. It was another cat that have been on there. Seth, Eric. Shout out to Sweats and Suits podcast. And all the other wrestling groups that have like really helped me, get my shit out there or whatever. But I'm not gonna lie to you guys, podcasting is not easy. It can be very draining at times. It can be, both. It can be fun. It comes with rewards. Don't get me wrong. It comes with rewards. It comes with, being well known and getting your name out there. But then also it comes with the bullshit. You're going to have trolls that's going to come after you and they're going to say, I don't like your podcast because of what you said day before yesterday or the day before or like 2 years from today or some type of shit. Like, people will come at you on some stupid, dumb shit. And like, sometimes you got to ignore that shit. You got to blank that shit out. The thing about it is that what you're trying to do is you're trying to be successful. You're trying to be successful at your craft and you're trying to get your name out there. But at the same time, stay true to yourself. Be yourself more than anything. That is your most powerful tool. And everything will come to pass. Everything will come your way. Sometimes you might have it. Sometimes you might not have it. Sometimes you might even not get the views that you want. Sometimes you might not even get the results that you want. And I'm here to tell you that, it comes in it's time. Time is your friend. But at the same time, don't wait too long. Sometimes you have to be a go-getter. Sometimes you just have to just say, fuck it. I'm just going to go and get what I want. And sometimes you got to grind. You got to grind. You got to grind. You got to do research. You got to know what audience you want to target. You can't just get in front of a TV screen and just say, hey, this is me. Hi. I'm just here just to say that I say fuck WWE. You can't do that. You can't do that. You got to say, if you go say, I ain't gonna lie, I did that a couple times, but whatever. When you say fuck the WWE, you have to come with some facts. You can't just say fuck the WWE and then expect to get 100,000 views. You can't, that just can't happen. Sometimes when you have a hot topic, you have to talk about it. You have to have your facts. You have to have what source did you get this from? How would this source back you up? You got to research. You got to know your shit. And because if you don't know your shit, motherfuckers are gonna they gonna be like, who the fuck is this clown? Oh, okay. He must be just talking out his ass. That type of shit. So yeah, podcasting is really all about researching. It's all about, it's all about learning your shit, knowing your shit, and being passionate at what you do. Because if your viewers know you intimately, I'm not talking about sexually or anything. I'm talking about intimately. They know you inside out. They can know, they know you so well. They know that you having a bad day just by your mannerisms, by just how your body language. You know what I'm saying? Motherfuckers actually hit me up talking about, Chris, are you okay? Because you ain't acting right. You wasn't acting right on your show today or whatever. I'm just like, damn, how the fuck they know that? Damn, I'm not saying that they stalkers or whatever. It's just when your viewers know you, you know what I'm saying? Without talking to you, that's really good. That means they're really, really paying attention. They're really dedicated on looking at your podcast and learning and want to know what you want to say and what you're going to do and what you're going to do with your future, shows and projects or whatever. That's good shit. So let's kind of talk a little bit about how #HealsForLife was born. Shout out to Roosevelt, by the way, because he had a talk with me, and he was just like, yeah, Chris, you really should, you should do this. And like I said, when I did my first show, it was just a live show. Shits and giggles. Everything that I do, starting with my wrestling group, WCC, Wrestling Conversation Central, everything that I do is experimental. It's not planned. It's not saying that this is what I want to do for the next 10 years. This is something that I want to just start out doing and see if it's going to be successful or not. It was hot. Not gonna lie. It was hot as fuck. The first show that I did, motherfuckers wanted more. So for the first maybe 2 shows, I did it by myself. Then I added Velveteen, not Velveteen, I'm sorry. I added Anthony Velvet Hall because he was one of my good friends. And he was also in the business. And the one thing that I wanted to do with #HealsForLife was have a wrestler and have a fan. So anything that I said that was stupid, or something that I was talking about, like, for instance, taking bumps. If I'm sitting up here and taking bump or saying something about taking bumps and I don't know what the fuck I'm talking about, my co-host can say, hey, Chris, shut the fuck up. You don't know what you're talking about. You never took a bump in your life. I will never, ever come on a podcast and talk about something that I've never did in my life. I will never talk about. I will probably talk and, speculate or whatever, but then I will, I would say to my co-host, I would say, hey, bro, like, you're in the business. I think this is a question that you should answer, that type of shit. If I don't know something, I will talk to, my co-host that's, in the business or whatever. And then at the same time that this is a learning experience as well. This is not just a podcast where we just come on and just talk out of our ass. We let you know by facts, where to look it up, how to research it, and how to possibly, depending on like what we're talking about. Hey, if you want to go for it, if you want to be a wrestler, hey, this is how you do this. This is how you follow it, and all that good shit. That's what we do. We're here to teach. We're not here to, tell people, oh, your opinion is wrong, because guess what? Everyone has an opinion. No matter how fucked up it is, no matter how right it is, it's an opinion. We want our fans and wrestlers to say wherever the fuck is on their mind. And that's why I give everybody, including you guys that's watching right now, I want to give you guys a platform. That's what #Heels for Life is all about. I want to do it for not only the fans, but I want to do it for the wrestlers. I want to do it for the promoters. I want to do it for the founders. I want to do it for everybody. You know what I'm saying? But there comes a price with that, because there are some wrestlers that are trash. I'm not going to say their names, but I will say that I have maybe one or two that came on my show and was absolutely shady. And they will not come back no more. I think you guys know who I'm talking about. If you have been watching my podcast and you've been watching my episodes, you know who I'm talking about. But you're going to have some cool ass ones that been regulars on the show. And that's the ones I care about. But like I say, it's podcasting, like what Tone said. The podcasting life will consume you. It will make you obsessive, because what you're trying to do is you're trying to be successful. You are entrepreneur. This is your shit. So whatever happens to your shit, you're responsible for this shit. So sometimes, I say, hey, then, we didn't get the views that I wanted, and sometimes I beat myself down. And, but the thing is that if the views were trash one week, I'm going to do everything in my power to make sure that the next week is going to be hotter than it was the last week. You know what I'm saying? That's how you build yourself up. That's how you build up your confidence. That's why #Heels for Life has been around for 3 fucking years. 3 years. And it's been successful to the point I've had fucking celebrities on this shit. And ever since my shit with Stevie Ray, my shit went completely up. And I have never came back down. Now I'm doing collaborations with, other, podcasting groups or whatever, and, having fans and having, indie stars on here. And that's another thing too. The thing about it is with me is that it's not so much on getting celebrities on here. It's about getting the men and women that's in the business and telling their story. That's what I want my podcast to be. It's not all about, hey, I got this person on here and my shit is better than yours. No, my whole thing is I want my work to define my legacy. I don't want it to be a who came on here and who said what so I can drive out views. No, that is not what the podcast is about. The podcast is about telling your story. Why do you like wrestling? How can I get into wrestling? What about the business I can learn about that I didn't learn about yesterday? That is what #Heels for Life is about. And, I'm fortunate to have the people that's on my team, grow with me. I mean, I had one co-host, now two, now three. I've total of three. And this is like the best chemistry I've ever had with these people. And I love them to death. And that's all we talk about every day, every other day. Sometimes we talk about like, how can we get better? How can we, put more content on our channel to drive not only our page, but like to get people to be more interactive with us when we're online. You know what I'm saying? That's what I'm saying. Sometimes in order for you to be successful, you have to do your research. What type of topics will bring people to your page? And how can you stay consistent? And how dedicated are you going to be? Because I'm telling you, your dedication and your patience is going to be tested. I cannot stress that enough. Because sometimes I be like, oh, you know what, bitch, I don't think I can do this. I don't think I got look. I got a shirt that says, bitch, I got time. Sometimes I'll be like, I don't know if I got time today. I'm for real. Like, for real. Like, sometimes it's just I can't deal with this right now. I just can't. And but almost at the 150 episode, I'm not gonna lie to you guys, like you guys. If it was not for you, hashtag Hills for Life would not exist. And all I wanted to do was put out the best product out there. And I want to show that in my art of podcasting. My whole thing is I'm trying to change the world. Just like how, George Floyd, daughter said that her father changed the world. That's what we're trying to do for the rest of the world. We are trying to change the world as we know it in podcasting. And I'm just fortunate that I'm able to live out my dream. I think that's really why I'm doing this. I've been doing this for 3 years, or hell, been doing this for the past 10 years. It's just, I think what took me so long is I had to find my inner self. I had to find out what I wanted to do for the next 10 years. And I knew this is what I wanted to do. The first time I came on the camera, this is what I wanted to do. I said, this is what I wanted to do, but I did not know that this was going to get me this far. I never knew that. I never knew in my wildest dreams I would run into any wrestlers, celebrity wrestlers. I never knew that this was going to take me that far, but all I give it to is God. That's all. I count my blessings. I always stay humble. I don't come on here and talk about that I'm better than you, because guess what? I'm not better than the next person that's besides me, or the next person that's doing this, doing the same thing that I'm doing. Yes, it's a competition, but at the same time, we're all trying to do the one thing. We're trying to entertain you guys and put out the best information out there today. Because I feel that some of these motherfuckers that come on here on these podcasts are not real. And I'm just keeping that shit real. Some of these motherfuckers are not real. And then they boring as fuck. That's the problem. I say, when you are talking about wrestling, you want to be passionate at what you are talking about. You don't want to come on here and talk about, oh, well, in today's wrestling today, I drank me some orange juice and I looked at WWE superstars and, they really had a great match. And it's gonna be really great today. And I'm saying, motherfucker, you serious? You sit up here, you staying here for a motherfucking hour, you wasting my time, talk about some motherfucking orange juice? What? I'm like, dude, look, not throwing no fucking shade, but sometimes motherfuckers not be getting on my motherfucking nerves straight up. So that's why I decided just to have my own platform. So, oh yes, and I also run an E-Fed called WCC Brawl. I've been doing that. We are going on our third year. Yeah, we're going on our third year. But WCC Brawl was actually born, I think 2006, to know 2015 or 2014. The first one I didn't run. That was actually my at the time my co-founder. He actually did that shit, but he was on some other bullshit. And then I ran into Mr. Stu. He's watching right now. Love him to death. He was actually the one that actually came to me. He asked me. He was just like, Chris. He was like, dude, you do some good promos. He was like, have you ever thought about doing an EFED? I said, yeah, but I ain't bringing that shit back. And he just was just like, at me. He was just like, come on, man. I know we can do this. 3 years later, they still doing their thing. Now, unfortunately, my character is dead. So, but we're not going to talk about that. But if you want to follow WCC Brawl, all you got to do is just go to our page. It's called WCC Brawl versus the Bully Club. And if you want to just be a wrestler or, come up with a character or whatever, just talk to, either Tori, Mel, or Aaron. And they're part of the creative team or whatever. And they'll help you guys. But if you guys just want to be a fan and you want to just see our work, you are more than welcome to come in and see our group. But basically what we do is we just do promos, do storylines, and this shit is fun. It's fun as fuck. You know what I'm saying? Like I've been, doing promos for the past 5 years, something like that. And I still feel like sometimes I'm trash, but like I try to put out the best presentation. Anything that I do, I try to put out the best presentation to, because I'm not saying I am proving a point that I'm better than you, but at the same time, like I'm trying to stand out like from the rest. That's what I try to do. That's why I do all in my work and everything that I do. But I'm happy where I'm at right now in my life. You know what I'm saying? Got a new house, got a new beginnings. You know what I'm saying? I'm currently talking to somebody. I didn't tell you guys that, but yeah, I'm currently talking to somebody right now. I'm living life right now. You know what I'm saying? Like, but there is tragedy that did happen. We did lose Ziggy. I'm still fighting that every day. I love that brother so much. Like he was like my little brother. And it just, a lot of what I'm doing, for the past couple of months since his death, I just said it's time for me to turn up the volume because he was actually on my show as well. And yeah, I just want him to be proud of me, and I know he is because he had talked about my show and also talked about WCC Brawl, and he said that that's his love, and I really do appreciate it. And like I said, like for the people that I've ran across, whether, we used to work together, we're currently working together, you know what I'm saying? Like, I never wanted to, look down on you guys. And that was never my intention. My thing is, I want us to be better. I want us to stand out. That's all I ever wanted to do. Like, I love working with people. I love collaborating with people. People think I'm an asshole, but really, if you really get to know me, you know that I'm just a hard ass worker. Like, I just really want to get shit done. I don't like to be hampered. I don't like to be hindered. I don't like, to be restrained. I just don't, I just want more than anything. At the end of the day, I just want to be successful at what I do. Plain simple. Brandon James, he said it was fun when you did the promo stuff with Ryan on a Ringside Report. Yes, it was. I remember I did that shit at a BCW event, and we had this little rivalry going on or whatever. You know what I'm saying? Like, he would come out and he would just like talk shit or whatever. And sometimes we actually did promos like right there at the actual event, at a Bruce City wrestling event or whatever. And I cut a promo on him, and it was really one of my best promos. But it was like, kind of introducing me to the EFED scene or whatever. Getting me ready to the EFED scene. That was fun. Now I gotten a little bit better at what I do now. So, And that's all I do right now is do promos. I don't do them now, but but yeah, it's fun. It's dope. Lewis said what has he missed? You haven't missed anything. I'm just basically telling people, what I'm currently doing right now. Excuse me, my life as a wrestling fan, my podcasting career. A lot of people have asked me too, how to start a podcast. All you gotta do is just do your research. Do your research. If you need some artwork, whatever, I'll be more than happy to help you. To show you the way how I do things, you know what I'm saying? Like I said, the one thing that I like to do, I like to educate and I like to help people. You know what I'm saying? People didn't help me, with my artwork or whatever. Sometimes you just have to learn on your own. Sometimes you can't wait until people, get back to you. I want my shit now. And sometimes you got to just self teach yourself. And if I already had like a IT background already because I went to school for that. But, I kind of enhanced myself when I started doing, manipulating pictures, how to manipulate pictures, how to put, illustrations on flyers, you know what I'm saying? So when I start doing that, that's when I really start taking off, whatever. And like I said, if I can do it, I know you can. Just sometimes we just need, some help in life. And like I said, you're going to have people that's going to going to say that, well, pay me $50, whatever. Like I would do some shit for free. But guess what? I'm doing this shit because I want my blessings. When I do good shit for people, good shit will happen to me. And sometimes it's not really all about money. It's all about just helping and just being human, basically, so that's basically my story. Hopefully you guys like this. Hopefully you guys follow us. We got some great shit for you guys. Coming up tomorrow night, we are going to be streaming for 4 fucking hours for Double or Nothing. We're going to be streaming on all fucking wrestling, on all freaking sites, every site that you can think of, any like site that's streaming, you know what I'm saying? Our Heart Radio, Stretchers, or whatever that shit is. I forgot what it was, including on here, Twitter, some other sites that I really do not know of, but I got to get with my producer Ziggy. Shout out to Ziggy for all of the background shit that he's been doing for us and everything, you know what I'm saying? But yes, we will be streaming for 4 hours tomorrow night, and then afterwards we'll do the podcast for maybe about an hour because I have to go to work on for Memorial Day or whatever. So follow us on here on the #HealsForLife Wrestling Podcast here on Facebook, Twitter, and on Instagram. Until that time, I am your host, Mr. Teambringit. Thank you so much. I appreciate you guys for listening to my story. I'll see you guys tomorrow night. Have a good night. Peace.